Hey guys! Hello to all the replay viewers and anyone who is tuning in live that's coming on now. I just wanted to come on and give you guys a few travel tips. I have been on the road pretty much constantly for basically the last 3 months. So I know that at one point someone requested that we give them some travel tips, so I decided to do a scope tonight specifically for that. As a touring musician, I'm on the road most of the time. I do fly also, but most of the time it's road tripping. So I'm going to give you the top 7. First tip and trick. Who's ready for the first tip? If you are ready, well, thank you. If you are ready, write in tip 1. That's the first time you met me. Just now, you mean? Hi guys, thanks for joining. We're gonna do tip 1. Oh, see, Paco's already ahead of the rest of us. We haven't even done tip 1 yet. Make sure your fan is working. That's very funny. Trey is one of my buddies, and he helped me out recently. Hi, Shelly. Is that Shelly who just traveled with me recently? I'm guessing. Thank you. Trey helped me out recently because we had a mishap right before we went to Wyoming, and my air conditioning decided to stop working. Hi, Shelly. Turns out that the reason it stopped working is because someone installed my new windshield improperly, and it was leaking when it rained into the electrical, but luckily it did not rain too much on our trip, so the windshield was fine. Okay, tip 1. Are we ready? Tip 1 is, if you are doing a road trip, make sure that the company you bring with you is very enjoyable. That is, by far, the most important part of a long trip. I say this as a musician who goes on trips mostly with work mates, so to speak, bandmates. Hearts! Yes, please feel free to give me hearts. It's mostly work people, but one of the key things that any musician knows that's touring is when you hire someone, the number one most important thing is, are they a good hang? That is the music term. Because if someone's not a good hang, you do not want to bring them on the road, no matter how talented they are. They have to be a good hang. So that is my number 1 tip, especially if you are doing... Yes, that is right, Paco. Thank you. That's the number 1 tip. If you're doing a road trip, make sure that the company you bring with you is pleasant and fun, because that can make the whole trip go by so much faster and contribute to lots of laughter. We have spent a lot of time on the road. In fact, my last trip was a 5-day trip to Wyoming, from Nashville to Wyoming. So we had 2 days of driving just to get there, and 2 days of driving to get back. Luckily, the company we kept was awesome. We laughed our way through the whole trip. Even though we got grumpy, we still laughed. Sure, I will follow you. Sorry. I will go back and follow some of you later, too. There you go, honey. Tip 2. You ready? Tip 2 is drink lots of water. It's hard enough to stay hydrated, but when you're traveling, you get dried out 10 times faster. As a singer, hi to Southeast Florida from Nashville. As a singer, I have to worry especially about getting dried out, because if my vocal cords get dried out, I can't sing. Plus, it's just unpleasant. I mean, anyone can deal with that. So, yeah, coconut water is a great way to stay hydrated, but I just drink a ton of water. In fact, this might sound terrible because obviously we have to stop to use the bathroom, but I drink more water while I'm on the road than I do the rest of the time. When you're on the road, you will notice that's actually not wallpaper, it's just a picture. It's a silk screen picture. I sang the first time I was on Periscope, and I've put up shows. Tonight is not a singing night, though. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ken. You're awesome. I'm so glad you could make it out. Okay, I like bringing giant jugs of water, and I don't know if the rest of you are like me. I will drink plain water, but it's not my preferred drinking. It's not my preferred thing to drink. I prefer something that has a little bit of flavor, so I tend to do sparkling water, and a lot of it, because that way I feel like I'm getting a treat even though I'm not doing a lot of sugar. Yeah, the Deer Park's good. I like lots of brands. I just like the sparkling water. It makes me feel like I'm getting a treat even though it's just water, and some of them don't even have sodium in them. It's really important to stay hydrated, so I recommend avoiding soda as much as possible and avoiding caffeinated drinks, just drinking lots of water. Because you'll notice on trips your hands get dried out, your nose starts getting sore because it gets dried out, and if you're a singer like me, your throat gets dry too, so you want to stay extra hydrated. So that is tip number 2. Tip number 3. Neck pillow. These work great not just in a car, but on a plane. So that's kind of a double duty. The water trick, also very important for a plane. Yes, tip 3. Yeah, alcohol's more a fun thing, but not good for the road. Especially not good for the road, unless you're not the one driving. Anyway, neck pillow. I know it seems silly. Sometimes I think they are not comfortable on planes because I'm short and I sit low, so it ends up pushing my head forward. However, they end up helping me to not have a stiff neck later. So important, and especially if you have a window seat or something. But I discovered that neck pillows are also better for driving than bringing a normal size pillow. I always bring... Pickles help? You mean with hydration? I always bring a normal pillow on the road with me also because I like sleeping on my pillow, even in hotels. I have a bad back and neck, so I don't like having to shift pillows every night. If I'm going to shift beds, I'm going to at least have my own pillow because I have a special pillow. It's like one of those neck pillows. So I always bring that pillow, but it doesn't really work well in the car. I've tried to use that to sleep in the car when it's not my turn driving, and it does not work. Neck pillows are way better. For one, they keep your head from falling either way. 2, they're just easier to use in the car because they're smaller and easier to manage, and it's easy to wedge in a corner, easy to use against a seatbelt, all of the above. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, the compliment. Okay, are you ready for tip 4? If you're ready for tip 4, type tip 4 or give me hearts. Tommy's the only one writing tips here. Awesome. Tip 4. I have gained the nickname of Band Mom. This is because I'm basically the tour manager and artist, so I have to keep everybody in line and make sure we get everywhere on time. But I'm also the medicine giver. So this is tip 4. Always bring meds from home. Think aspirin, Advil, Tylenol. So basically, pain reliever, antacid, because no one likes having an upset stomach on the road. And I always bring tea. I have throat coat tea in here because I'm a singer. Thank you, Tommy. I also have in this bag emergency. You know, I've never used BC powders. I don't like nasty taste. I like things that I can swallow better. But I have this little bag. It's basically a little bit of everything. Sometimes I actually bring bottles too. Along with pills, that brings me to tip number 5. Are you ready for tip 5? You need to be able to hit the heart button faster. Okay, tip 5 is related to pills, but this is the all-natural kind. Vitamins. When you are on the road or in a plane, it is so easy to get sick. Oh, I skipped one. Along with the medicine, one of the most important things to stay healthy and feel hydrated while you're traveling, this is especially good for airplanes, is saline nasal spray. I know it sounds so weird, but it's really easy to get sick, especially on airplanes, because you are using recycled air, and it's very, very dry. And you're breathing air that everyone else has already breathed, so who knows who's sick on the plane. Saline nasal spray helps your nose to stay moist, which also protects against getting sick. That was actually a trip I learned from a flight attendant when I was flying around to do auditions for college, because I was doing singing auditions and such. So there's one. Always bring saline nasal spray. Anytime you feel your nose getting dry on the plane, give yourself a couple of squeezes in each nostril, and you'll be good. Okay, so back to vitamins. This is tip number 5. Vitamins. I have a vitamin that I especially like. I don't like taking a bunch of pills, and they don't always absorb really well. But vitamins are really important, generally on a daily basis too, but even more so when you're on the road, because you just have a better chance of getting sick. You're more tired, your body is physically not doing normal things, and you're probably not getting as much sleep as you should. Plus, you're going through all sorts of temperature changes, weather changes, humidity changes, and pollen changes. So, whatever vitamins you use are fine. These are the ones I use. I use Zeal Wellness. It's basically all of my daily vitamins, daily minerals, and a bunch of anti-inflammatories that are natural, which is really important for me because I have a bad back and chronic pain. So if I don't take these, I don't feel very good. They also, the regular ones, give you a little boost of energy with some guarana, which is awesome because you get... Well, thank you. I do like saying I have a sexy bluesy edge. Now, tonight I'm physically in blue, which is kind of typical of me, actually, blue and turquoise. However, that normally relates to my music. Anyway, Zeal Wellness is awesome. This keeps me from being in pain all the time, and it helps give me energy for the trip without having to do a lot of caffeine. I won't use anything but these. These saved me from having horrible pain every day. Doing planks to strengthen your core. Yeah, doing planks is good. Doing any kind of workout routine when you're on the road is good. It's hard if you're in the car a lot because you're obviously not in a position to. But anytime you stop, it's really important to stretch. Yeah, very important to stretch and take your vitamins. Part of what I like about these is all I have to do is put water in here, shake it up, and drink it, and I'm set for the entire day. And they actually taste pretty good. Yes. Tip 6. Now this is one you guys probably all know, but I swear by it. I am on the road so much that I pretty much just leave a bag packed, partially packed all the time. Zeal is not a prescription. Zeal is something you can only get through a distributor, so you can buy it through someone who distributes it. It's basically, you know, like Amway, Network 21, Mary Kay, all of that is through distributors. Zeal is too. Technically, I'm a distributor, although that's really just so that I get a discount on my own vitamins. But you can order through me. I have some other friends who distribute. I really like it. Honestly, I was having to take pain pills every day just to function because I have chronic pain. And when I started taking this, that went away. I only had to take 2 pain pills the entire month that I started using that. It's awesome. But lots of vitamins are great. So, don't feel like you have to switch your vitamins, but if you're interested, hit me up after this. I'd be happy to tell you. So, not herniated discs. I had soft tissue damage from a really bad car accident. I've probably had herniated discs at points. This is more just musculature and alignment issues that happen periodically through stress. So, small bottles. I keep a bag partially packed all the time because if I don't, it takes forever to get packed before a trip, and I am in and out all the time. So sometimes I'll only be home for like a day or 2 before I have to leave again, other times a week, but even so, who wants to have to go through the whole tiresome thing of packing every time you're on the road? This is part of why I keep all of my toiletries in small bottles and I keep extra of each. That way I don't have to repack my toiletries every time. So I have a baggie that has my face wash, my shampoo and conditioner, toothpaste, and a razor, all in one baggie. And I keep this packed